wash out. We're going to get some breaks every now and again. I'm stopping this here at around 3 o'clock, but just plan on some of these showers basically off and on for today. And notice the rain starts to pick up late afternoon, evening time. This is around 5 p.m. today, going to 6 o'clock. And there might be a trend where areas southeast of Louisville, say toward Campbellsville, Lebanon, Kentucky, Hodgenville, might be drier for longer overall. You can see rain a little bit heavier west of I-65 in general for later this afternoon and evening. This is around 7 p.m. But eventually through later on tonight, that rain's going to overspread more and more of the area. There you can see it really starting to pick up during the late night hours. Now, I can't rule out a rumble of thunder, but again, not expecting any severe weather out of this activity. This is around 10 p.m. today, and this is at 11 p.m. going to midnight here. So just a wet night tonight, especially for southern Indiana. You get farther south, southeast, it's just going to take longer for that rain to pick up in your area, as this is kind of a slow-moving front that is going to be moving through the region. This is looking at 2 a.m., and we still got more rain out to the west. So a lot of this is out ahead of the actual front. That'll bring in that temperature change a little bit later on this week. Now, look at that. Let's play Find the Front game. So these are the 2 a.m. temperatures. And you can obviously see a pretty good contrast in temperatures. And we can query this and look at some of the temps. Oops. It didn't work. Let's try it one more time. There we go. So this is during the overnight. We're looking at 60s and even some 70s out ahead of the front. And then behind the front, there you can see that change. We're talking some 40s for lows for us. They've actually got some 30s out in Colorado. So not only do we get the rain, we get a temperature drop as well a little bit later on this week. So again, easy game to play here. Find that front at 2 a.m. Basically from Chicago down through Kansas City and into northern Texas. Behind that, 40s and 30s. Out ahead of the front during the overnight tonight, you're looking at lows in the 60s. So it's going to, again, gradually move on through our area tomorrow and bring some more rain. So now we're going to go back to what we call the reflectivity. That's your radar view. And we'll zoom back in here and watch more of that rain spill our way. So this is looking at around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. There might be some breaks, but they'll fill in pretty quickly, it looks like. So this is around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, looking hour by hour. Here's 11. Here's noon tomorrow. Midday tomorrow into the early afternoon looks especially wet. Look at that rain right there. So Kentucky, our friends in the Commonwealth, if you're not picking up on a whole lot of rain through the rest of tonight, you can see it really fills in for tomorrow, especially as we head through the afternoon. This is at 2 p.m. tomorrow. That looks obviously rather soggy across the area. So plan on a washout for much of our Tuesday. And again, this will likely add up to about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall across the area. Pretty healthy amount of rain, no doubt about that. Let's take it into tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. There you can see the rain continuing. We'll go to 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Notice this looking lighter tomorrow evening, especially west of I-65, lingering longer for areas east of I-65 tomorrow afternoon and into the evening time. And that rain begins to wind down tomorrow night. And after all is said and done, here's a look at some of the radar rainfall total estimates across the area. And it's going to be scattered amounts. So you might see anywhere from an inch to 2 inches. There's a 3-inch amount. So again, we're seeing the weather models here printing out anywhere from about an inch to 2 inches. There might be some areas that pick up a little bit more than that. As far as you, Christian, up in Carmel, Indiana, it's showing about a ½ inch for your area. You're just kind of on the edge of it. but kind of a bullseye across the Ohio Valley, southern Indiana, and into Kentucky with these rainfall totals. So again, a very healthy amount. John Fox said was hunting this morning, got rained out, hoping for better weather this afternoon. I cannot promise you that, John, but we just showed your jokes. We blamed you for the jokes this morning. Yes, John, you just missed the hour by hour, but I'll take you through the NAM 3-kilometer high-resolution weather model. There is more rain for this afternoon. Depends where you're hunting as well. It looks drier southeast of Louisville later this afternoon, wetter west of I-65 in general. So let's do that. Let's bring up the NAM 3-kilometer. It's another high-resolution weather model, and I'm going to bring this to 11 o'clock this morning. We'll back up the time frame here, and I need to bring up the reflectivity. And let's see how the model's doing. It's picking up on some of the scattered light rain across the area to answer John Fox's question for the afternoon. We might get to, we're going to get some breaks. And take a look here, John. There you can see this one is trending wet. This is at 4 or 5 o'clock today. You can see wetter as we progress through late afternoon, evening time. This is the NAM 3-kilometer weather model. But now let me bring up the HRRR that updates every half hour. And there you can see wet weather for this afternoon. So if you kind of blend that, the general trend I've been seeing is wettest west of I-65 and in southern Indiana for this afternoon. Drier the farther southeast you go of Louisville for longer today. Either way, I'd be ready for some more rain showers today. So there you go. There you can see this is a 5 p.m. snapshot of some scattered showers still across the area. Yeah, not looking the best. There'll be some breaks. Put on some rain gear, I guess, if you want to head out there. All right, so that's the rain today. Let me go back to the NAM 3-kilometer. We're going to zip this ahead to later on this evening. Just kind of comparing and contrast to the high-resolution weather models. This is at around 8 p.m. today. There you can see the rain overspreading the area. Through the overnight, it looks like that rain is going to continue. This is here at 4 a.m. We'll stop it here when a lot of folks are heading off to work, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So waves of wet weather, some breaks in between. That was very similar to the HRRR high-resolution rapid refresh weather model. And then both midday tomorrow show pretty washout conditions across the area. Going into tomorrow early afternoon here at 2 p.m., there you can see widespread rain throughout the area. So the NAM and the HRRR weather models pretty identical to showing the really soggy conditions here for tomorrow afternoon. Big happy break. Cheers. With the coffee there this morning. Carol Payne with the live report, sprinkling in Georgetown. Yeah, we'll get back to the live radar here after we do the weather models in just a moment. Okay, so that's a snapshot of tomorrow afternoon. We're pushing the weather models ahead. We'll go late afternoon, early evening for your Tuesday. There you can see that rain continuing. As we go after sunset, we're starting to see areas west of I-65 tomorrow, starting to the rain tapering off. Still heavier east of I-65. And this is going to 2 a.m. into early Wednesday morning. There you can see the rain starting to shut off to the southeast. And then we'll be back to a pretty dry weather pattern for the rest of this week and much cooler as well. Speaking of cooler, now we need to load up the GFS weather model so we can look a little bit farther down the road here. And what about those dew points? If you remember, I'm always talking about the dew points. This is one of the easiest way to see an air mass change, changing from some of the humidity we have and the rain that we have around the area to dry weather. The dry weather is in the red. Red is dry. Green is humid. So there you can see that front cutting right across the area. I mean, right on top of the Ohio River here. This is 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, cold front crossing Kentuckiana. Going into our Wednesday morning, that front is starting to move off to the south. Notice the Hoosier State in all dry air, while a little bit of that humidity is left over over parts of Kentucky. And how dry of this air are we talking about as we head into Wednesday afternoon? Dew points in the 40s and 30s. That is super dry air. It's going to feel amazing. Very, very comfortable conditions and much more fall-like, much more like October as we head through this weekend. Actually, midweek and through this weekend. So the temperatures here for Wednesday afternoon, look at that, some upper 60s. I know some of you, October is your favorite month because it feels like this right here. So we're going to need those warmer jackets in the morning and feel good, seasonably mild conditions here in the upper 60s Wednesday afternoon. So that's the big change we've been talking about on the way pretty soon here for us. Now, as we go into our Thursday morning, we got a little bit of a chill here, showing some 40s on the map for you. So this will be probably our chilliest morning since maybe early May. I'd have to look back. So there you go. If you're just popping in, there's your Thursday morning temperatures. Not cold enough for frost, but certainly temperatures we're not used to. It would be a little bit shivery out there. Thankfully, it's fall break for many of our students in southern Indiana, so a lot of kids will just be sleeping in and not hanging out at the bus stop with that kind of chill. And then as we go into our Thursday afternoon, still liking those upper 60s, low 70s throughout the area. There we go. There we go. We're liking it. We're liking it. There's your Thursday. Put your hand up if you're a fan of the cool down on the way. And actually the rainfall as well. Again, a good healthy 1 to 2 inches is going to really put a dent in the drought conditions that we have across the area. This is going into our Friday morning. Still got that chill over the area. So we might have some furnaces kicking on for the first time this season with those lows down to the 40s. And Vicky Berger saying, we need the rain, combine catching fire with it so dry. I saw that in a Facebook report there in Washington County. So yeah, the crop dust can be a little dangerous, flaming up sometimes. Orlean Whitlow sounding good. Yeah, it is kind of all good. Getting this rain out of the way early in the week and